Why do you miss your one-handed backhand ground strokes deep, and how can you fix that? That's exactly what we'll be talking about in this video. The first aspect when talking about avoiding hitting the one-handed backhand ground stroke too deep is the grip. If you're using a continental grip, you might want to switch to the Eastern backhand. Let me explain what I'm talking about. The continental grip is also called hammer because you hold the racket as you could hammer a nail with the edge of it. So if your hand is on bevel number 1, which is the one that extends the edge of your racket, you are holding the racket with a continental or hammer grip, which I do not recommend for hitting your one-handed backhand ground strokes, because at contact, as you can see, the racket face is slightly open, and as a result it sends the ball too deep if you hit it too hard. The right grip for hitting a one-handed backhand ground stroke would be the Eastern backhand. For that one, let's take a look at the racket. So we have the bevel number 1, the one that extends the edge of your racket, and then if we move, okay, if you place your hand, by the way, on bevel number 1, like I said earlier, you get the continental or hammer grip, which we want to avoid for one-handed backhand. Your grip should be when your hand moves one bevel towards the left. So from here, from the continental grip, I want to switch my hand one bevel to the left if I'm a right-handed player. If you're a left-handed player, move obviously to the right. So the Eastern backhand grip, where my hand is on the next bevel to the left from the top one, allows me at contact to have a square racket face, which is perfect for making contact with the ball when hitting my one-handed backhand. All right, so like I said, the right grip for hitting the one-handed backhand is the Eastern backhand. Second reason why your balls could go too deep when hitting your backhand is the lack of spin. Either you're hitting slice or topspin, you need to create some ball rotation, because when the ball rotates, the air pressure that is on top of it will push it down, and as a result the ball will land in the court earlier. So if you have the proper grip, which is the Eastern backhand grip, and swinging from low to high and brushing up on the back of the ball, you will create a topspin, or also the ball spins like a wheel, and that will allow you to hit more balls in and avoid sending them deep. So far we have two aspects: the proper grip and the spin that will allow us to hit more balls in. The third reason why you could be hitting your one-handed backhand too deep is leading with the elbow. I've seen players trying to swing and lifting the elbow. Okay, when you do that, your racket face opens as you can see, and obviously you'll send a lot of balls deep. So try to avoid lifting your elbow or leading with the elbow. Keep your elbow closed, and as you swing, all right, try to let the racket do the work and not use too much elbow. The final reason why you could be hitting your one-handed backhands too deep could be the fact that you are not transferring your weight properly when hitting the ball. So if you find yourself leaning back and transferring your weight back when hitting your shot, your racket face opens, and as a result the ball will go too deep. What you want is to transfer the weight forward into the shot and on the front foot when making contact. For that, I have a perfect drill that I would like you to practice. Either find a partner willing to feed balls to you, or like in my case, I'm going to use a ball machine, and as the ball comes to me, as you will see in a few seconds, I'm going to step into the ball, transfer my weight forward, and after the contact I'm going to lift my back foot. All right, that will force me to make contact with the ball early out in front and transfer the weight properly, which is into the shot. So let's see how that goes. So as you see, as the ball comes to me, after the contact, I'm going to lift my back foot, which allows me or forces me to step into the shot and transfer the weight properly, which is on the front foot. Alright, so do this drill. Like I said, either you have a partner feeding balls to you or use a ball machine, and as you make contact and after the contact, transfer the weight forward and lift your back foot. It's great for how to make contact with the ball properly when hitting a one-handed backhand ground stroke.